All right, well, welcome everyone. This is a really fun opportunity tonight. You know, we're living through a global pandemic, and that has set life at This Is My Brave a little on edge. You know, we were scheduled to have a spring show in Hampton Roads, Virginia, and those plans, although they were coming together so well, were upended by COVID-19. And so we had to hit pause on our show and regroup a little bit. And we've had several iterations of what that's going to look like. But we finally landed on the theme, This Is My Brave, Stories from Home. And we're going to ask our cast members from the spring to go ahead and record some stories that we can put out in the fall, so we can hear those stories. Lauren, you've done such a nice job getting things together for your cast. So we have Hampton Roads, This Is My Brave, Stories from Home, coming to the internet, streaming live on October 25th. And today I have two very important parts of that cast. I have with me Ames Hart, a cast member, and producer Lauren Hope. So Ames and Lauren, welcome. Thanks for joining me tonight. And so I really want to talk mostly with Ames and just find out a little bit more about you, your story. Ames, tell us what brought you to This Is My Brave.
Hey, Erin. Hi, everybody. I found out about This Is My Brave because I was at a conference. And where was I at? I was in Dallas. I was at a conference in Dallas for American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And they did a show as our keynote for that year. And just the impact of those stories and the people behind the stories was just so powerful and inspiring. And I remember sitting in the audience that day and going, I got to find out more about how to become a part of This Is My Brave. So that's where I was first introduced to it. It was pretty impactful.
So that was a couple years ago, right? When was that?
Yeah, it was actually 2.5 years ago.
2.5 years ago. So you held on to that. And then how did you figure out it was coming to Hampton Roads? Because you're from that area, right?
I'm actually from the Richmond area, so Richmond, a little bit north.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, I'd looked different times to find out about auditions, and nothing was in the area. And Lauren is a buddy of mine and works on a board with me. And when she said, hey, we're doing it, I'm like, oh, it's close. I can make that happen if they think I can fit the bill. So that's how I found out about it being here.
So you came out for the show. So can you tell us a little bit about your experience, the kind of thing, what you're going to address on our stage?
Sure. I am a suicide attempt survivor. And that's a while ago now. And it was never a part of my story. It was something that was kind of in the background. So struggling with those thoughts of suicide back in college, and then going on with life afterwards, and it was fine. But not realizing that there was still a piece of me that was dealing with some of that anxiety that was there. So I'm a poet. I love to write poetry. I'm a public speaker. I used to be a drama teacher. So for me, this was like, this is a really wonderful outlet for this. So for me, my story is story through poetry. So it starts off in a really kind of a dark place that was where I was then. And then shows the search, and then shows the hope that comes out of that search. So I love these poems. It's like amazing stuff.
I want to mention that it's very good that Ames very believed about being a drama teacher. And when she came to the auditions, blew us away with how theatrical she was. I was just like, I know Ames, you know what I mean? I was just like,
yeah.
So she has some power behind the words too. So I'm just so excited that you decided to come out for this show.
Wow, that's great. And so had you ever shared your poetry before? No. So so how long have you been writing poetry?
Oh, my entire life. My entire life. Yeah.
Is it, so even before you found yourself in that dark place, you were writing poetry? So and would you say it was a coping mechanism? Did it help you through those dark times?
It did, and I didn't even realize how much it did until later, because I look back at the stuff I wrote in high school and in college and stuff like that. And I'm like, they're okay. I don't know about them or anything. But then I realized that that was my way of getting stuff out that was just buried inside.
So what you'll be sharing with us when it's your turn to tell your story, is that a piece that you wrote especially to come out for the show, or did you have that one tucked away and you pulled it out because it was special?
It's 3 poems woven together. So yeah, one is that dark place, one is the searching place, and one is the hopeful place. And I dug them out and I went, these kind of fit together and they fit the theme, and I really want them to be heard. So I was tired of hiding behind them or hiding them behind me.
Yeah. So we talked to Tara just a little while ago, and she said that she'd never shared, I mean, this will be her coming out, really, that she hasn't shared her poetry with anyone close to her, that it's always just resided in a special journal somewhere. How about you? Have you ever shared it? I know you said not publicly, but have you shared it with friends and family or anything?
I have shared it with friends and family, and I have a couple pieces on my blog that I write.
Okay.
But it was really impactful the day of the audition as well. A young woman who I've been friends with through the internet only came with me to support me. And I shared it with her right before I auditioned.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my gosh, that's me. So it was really cool.
Well, that's going to be the great thing, is that people are going to hear this, and that we hope that more people, I'm sure you're telling a story that's powerful to you, but you're going to be opening people's eyes. So you came out for the show. Were you nervous?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was crazy nervous.
Yeah.
To have that piece of yourself, not just your words, but your heart in front of everybody. I love it when people are that vulnerable. And it's brave. It's brave. It's courageous. I'm like, I don't have that. And I found it that day a little more than I had in the past. It was awesome.
That's so great. I'm
Thank you, Lauren.
I love that you felt growth in this process. And so when things were shut down and we said, I mean, you summoned the courage, you were encouraged in the process, and then we said, no, we can't do it. So where did that leave you in that moment?
It was a weird mixture of, okay, I get time to practice this out a little bit, but at the same time going, oh man, it needs to happen so that people can get this information and get this inspiration. So it was a mixture of emotions in that.
So, you know that we, of course, have made a good deal with everybody who's had this experience kind of ripped away from them because of these circumstances. You know that we have a standing invitation to you that whenever we get back on a stage and we've got a live audience, that we want you and your fellow cast members to be there to do that with us. So this is a great opportunity for us to get your stories out. We can't sit on these great stories. We can't sit on the hope that you can offer, but we really know that the power of saying it out loud in front of an audience, we know how powerful that is for you as a cast together and how powerful that is for the audience to experience. We want you to have that. So the invitation stands. If you're available and can make it happen, we want you there with us when we finally get to be back on stage. But until then, we are really excited to hear your story from home on the 25th when we put it together with your cast. So,
like a lot of cast members, I felt that disappointment too, because this is our first Hampton Roads show. However, as I've heard from This Is My Brave staff, how we'll do this virtually. So we've gone from having a single night to being able to have it in a virtual space where so many people will be able to see it. So it's re-energized me about the show.
Yeah, I think for the cast, it's going to be a great experience to be able to record it and feel that moment like, there, I did it. The hitting send. I don't know if you guys agonize over hitting send on emails. Like I just wait like, oh, but then, so there's going to be that, oh, I did it. but then you get to look forward to seeing it then and sharing that with your friends and family. So I hope that that this will be, it's going to be unique, a little bit different, but I hope it's as powerful as it can be in the way that it's formatted. So before we go, I did want to talk to you just because, suicide prevention is near and dear to my heart. And so I lost my son to suicide. And so I really appreciate the work that you're doing. So I just want you to tell me a little bit about your organization, Enter Hope.
Enter Hope is, because I am a drama nut, it is named after the fact that the stage cue of enter and then the character's name. And so it's named after Enter Hope. Let hope enter your story. And we do a lot of things. We do training for suicide prevention and intervention. I do training, safe talk training, assist training. But the newest thing that I'm really, really passionate about with Enter Hope is we now have life coaching available. And because of my experience and my training, I have a specialty that I can offer life coaching, which I'm calling hope and healing coaching. So that people who may be stuck in that space, that they've got the counseling, they've got those pieces. This is to help them take practical steps, action steps forward to meet some goals they may not have been able to meet before because they're stuck. So that's our newest thing, and it's really exciting.
I love it. And your website, is it up and ready to go? How are we doing?
Up, ready to go, accepting clients, enterhope.net.
Nice. Okay. Well,
I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, we are really glad to have you as a part of our cast. And Ames, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Lauren, thanks for being here. And don't forget to tune in on the 25th to look for Ames and her poetry and the amazing work of her castmates too. So thank you so much and have a great night.